Welcome everybody. I'm your host Dee Dee Verg from miraclesofmind.tv, and today it's my very special guest who I'm very fortunate to interview is Ron Eslinger. So welcome to the program.
Glad to meet you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Not a problem. Fascinating. Please tell us, how did you first get involved in hypnosis?
Well, first was back in 1965 when I needed a project for a senior science project. And I had read a book called Searching for Bridie Murphy. And in that book it had a station where you could see somebody, they described being hypnotized. It was a session. And I looked at that and I thought, well, I could do that. That'd make a good project. And I had a 14-year-old sister, which was good because in the book it said I needed somebody between the age or 9 to 17 would be the perfect age, and she was 14. So I borrowed a little reel-to-reel tape and got her to go in my room with my sister and let her lay on the bed and let her stare at a candle. And I started hypnotizing her. And I went all through the process, even regressed her back to the first grade, asked her some questions. I was really excited about what was going on. But remember, that's all I did was read that script that they used in the book. So when I'm done, I thought I'd have some fun, being my sister and all. So as I'm bringing her out, I say, when she, and this is late at night, or about 8:55, I'm bringing her out of hypnosis, and I say, you'll be so relaxed, so totally relaxed. And between the numbers, I said, and at 9 o'clock tonight, you'll howl like a dog. So it's one, you'll be so relaxed. Now keep in mind, when you bring them out of hypnosis, you're supposed to be, you'll be aware and alert, but I was saying you'll be so relaxed, so totally relaxed. 2, you'll howl like a dog. 3, so relaxed, so completely relaxed. 4, you'll howl like a dog. And 5, you can open your eyes. And the first thing she said was, what time is it? I thought, wow, this is working. So we walk into the living room, and about the time we get there, the clock is striking, boing, 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 and all of a sudden I hear, ow, like a wolf. Well, that was funny until the next thing she did was the other suggestion. You'll be so totally relaxed, and she collapsed right in the floor. Now that was unnerving. That was not funny. It was less funny because my mother was sitting there and she was on the edge of her seat, I think ready to shoot her son, but I am alive today because my dad had already gone to bed. Okay. So therefore I didn't get his wrath. However, I still couldn't get her to get awake or out of hypnosis to get her to bed. I had to drag her into the bed, throw her up on the bed, and then I'm in there in my bed saying, oh dear God, please, if you'll let her wake up, I promise I'll never cheat on another test. My mother's in there on her knees saying, God, if she don't wake up, I'm going to kill him. And that ended my hypnosis career for the next 10 years.
Okay.
But I got married, and my mother and my sister are telling my wife about this story. Well, my wife all of a sudden says, oh, hypnotize me. I can't hypnotize anybody. I've never hypnotized anybody. She says, you hypnotized your sister. I said, I really wouldn't call that hypnosis. I just read it out of a book, didn't get a book. I want you to hypnotize. I said, what for? She said, to lose weight. Now, if you've ever met my wife, she could have gained some weight and looked better. But the point is, I went to the library in Knoxville, Tennessee. I took out every single book they had on hypnosis, all 3. And I started reading. Now, synchronicity is a very interesting thing. I'm a certified registered nurse anesthetist, so every year I have to have so many continuing education credits. That next week, 2 weeks later, my journal came out, and in the back was a course on hypnosis for the hypnosis for adjunct to anesthesia. And it had CE credits. It was in New Orleans, Louisiana. I took that course. I was so impassioned for hypnosis that I actually went back with 3 days of training and opened my first office in 1979 for hypnosis. And I ran that office in the evenings and on Saturdays while I still held down my full job in anesthesia. Now the lucky thing about it was the people that I worked with actually supported me so much in that. And then one of the most amazing things was we had a doctor that was a he worked with high-risk OB. And when he was doing his residency, I was doing my anesthesia training. By the way, I was the first male nurse anesthetist to go through the University of Tennessee nurse anesthesia program. So he called me one day and said, Ron, I've got some people we can't give medication to. Would you work with them? So I started working in OB, and then others said, well, you work with some pain. But what was really interesting was everybody didn't look into this and really care about it, because I'd be walking down the hospital in the passageway, the hallway, and there's this one doctor, every time he'd see me, he'd put his hand up like that. Well, I think he's just making fun of me because he knows I went to that course, and I thought he was making a joke. Well, the next time I'd see him, same thing. Well, about a month later, I said, how come I'm not in this doctor's room giving anesthesia anymore? He said, well, he requested you not be in there because he thinks you're going to steal his brain. I said, we got to have a brain before anybody can steal it.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of how I got started, stayed with it, did stuff for the hospital. In my practice, the doctors were really good. Other people were really good about sending me clients, and everything worked out really, really well. And so over the next few years, I was doing courses and seeing different clients. And the thing about it is, those were in the days where if you worked in medical, advertising was forbidden. You did not advertise for anything that you did. So therefore, to have an actual office practice when you can't put ads in the paper or those type of things, it's pretty unique.
You had to rely on referrals then.
Everything was referral.